Now you know I'm coming through. When the growth look good on you, best believe they wanna screw now. I've been trying to climb, devil threw me in the dark. Baby, don't be insecure, you can still go make a mark like wow. Could never let them drain my soul now. Wow. Tables turning like doorknobs, wow. Wow. I think I'm about to set sail. I'm a walking, living legend, walking with my chest out. Life keep dealing me cards, I keep fitting in.
Yo, big up everybody in the building. You guys know the ties, you know the vibes already, man. We are back. We are back. Love to those in the chat. Love if you're watching on YouTube. Love if you're watching on Twitter. Whatever. I don't really care, man. But love to yourself anyhow. Of course, we're here this evening. We're here. Did a show with Ends earlier on today. And we were just talking about, the Liverpool and stuff like that, and we're having that conversation, in regards to the players on international duty and stuff like that. And then of course we were speaking about all of the players who may potentially be at the club next season, or the ones that we're more certified on. And there's obviously a couple players within that, so to speak, would I say important players that people are asking to be built around. You know what I mean? They want certain players, certain players in the team for the team moving forward to be built around. Of course, we were speaking about Salah, potentially a Trent and various other players. And of course, I can't do this by myself, people, man. I can't do this by myself. So I'm joined this evening so far. A couple of the guys will join in later on when they are available. But I'm joined by Savage and Harris this evening. Guys, how we doing, man? How we doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
ED or Savage in the house, man. You know the vibe.
Yeah. Come on, man. Know the vibes, man. Know the vibes. And guys, if you haven't already, head on over to Savage Talks Football, where we just chopped it up a little bit about the Euro round of 16 as well. Had a little good conversation in behind that. So, guys, listen, look, like I said, I don't really want to keep everybody for too long. Got shit to do. It's a Wednesday evening. I got TV to watch as well. But you know why we're here. Obviously talking, I don't want to, it's like, I've tried to, steer away from Liverpool. Yeah, I hear it, Gary. Big up K-Mac as well in the building. I've tried to steer away from Liverpool, so to speak, this summer because, well, really nothing's actually going on, if I'm being totally honest with you. So there's not really much to talk about other than a bit of transfer news and stuff like that. But the conversation we had on Enz's show earlier on, it did make me think a little bit. It did make me think in terms of who the team's going to be built around. And it made me think even more so, in my personal opinion, and of course I'm going to get the guy's opinion. It just made me think there isn't really like one player, cool. Jerry asked a question earlier on, and he said, what team do you think that they don't really build around any player? It's just more of a team. Now I said Madrid. I think N said Madrid as well, but Jerry countered that to say, he feels like Vinicius Jr. might be that kind of player that they somewhat build around. Whether you agree, disagree, it is what it is. But they're the closest team I can think of, And when I look at Liverpool, when I look at Liverpool, I'm a bit like that. I'm like, I feel like obviously we don't have that kind of quality in our, definitely not in our attack, but just as a team in general, we don't really have that. We don't have, these kind of players in our team, where I'm like, from midfield to the attack, it's just quality, like pure and utter quality, and in their defense as well. We don't really have that. Ours is sprinkled. You got Allister, you got Van Dijk, Trent, if you want to throw him in there, and then Salah, but Salah's just more because of longevity and stuff like that. For you guys, if we're looking at building a team, how do you guys kind of see that moving forward? And obviously, of course, we've got Slot, the new manager coming in this summer. How do you think he's going to look at, or does he even need to be building a team around anybody? I'll go to Savage first, and then I'll go to Harris afterwards, man.
Yeah, I'm slightly on board with what you said, to be honest. I don't think the team needs to be built around a particular person. I don't think we have any one talented player at the height of their powers that need to dictate us playing around them because they're so good that just play to their attributes and will win a game or will win games and stuff like that. Obviously, we've got superstars in the team and stuff. I feel like whether Salah's here and he's a legend of the club, but his tail is towards the back end of however long he stays anyway. It's always going to be towards the back end now, unless he stays for another 10 years. So I wouldn't build it around him particularly, even though that's kind of I wouldn't even say the Liverpool team's been built around Salah. It's just been geared towards getting the best out of him. Which why wouldn't you if he's your best player and he's scoring so many goals and affecting big games so much? So that made sense. I think when we had the previous to just Salah, it kind of wasn't built around Salah on his own. It was the engine of the team, which was Hendo, Wijnaldum, and Fab, doing everything they could to gear up the front three to let them be free and do what they wanted, and then Bobby was the glue, and then let the other two do what they needed to do. So, yeah, I wouldn't build a team around anyone in particular. I did think when you said it before, like maybe McAllister or someone like that in the middle of the park, but I don't think they've shown anything enough yet to go that warrants, build a team around him, even though the chances are he's probably going to be even more cold than he is now and get better and better. But at the moment, you haven't seen any of that, brother. And I think what you said, man, I think there's other teams that don't do that unless there's a superstar on the squad. You know what I mean? It's not, we ain't got like Mbappe and stuff like that. I think, Jerry said Real Madrid. I wouldn't agree with that. I think when I watch them games, Vinny just stands out because of what he does on the ball, but it's not really built around him. He's not even like an outstanding goal scorer in the squad compared to the other players, and that he's just above or there or thereabouts. I think the best team right now to look at with building a team for everyone is Leverkusen, not Madrid.
That was another team that people named.
Yeah. They literally use, it's not built around no one person. People stand out like Wirtz and stuff like that, but it's not built around him. It's not built around Boniface. It's not just built around the wing backs. It's everyone as a collective. So I'll probably go with that still.
Nah, man, I feel you, man. I feel you. Harris, man, what do you think, man? Of course, looking at, and of course, I'm not like, I don't want any of us to really think about new players coming in or whatever. Just basically, just with what the players that we've got, currently in the team, man. How do you kind of look at it in terms of the building blocks, shall I say, for next season?
I don't think there's anyone in our team right now that would that the team would be built around in the future with Salah. But I think a player that always comes to mind when it says the team is built around is Trent. Because if you look at a couple of seasons ago when Hendo, Wijnaldum, Fabinho, Milner were all here, whenever Henderson was playing right in the mid, he had to do a lot of covering for Trent. And then even now, I remember Konate said one time that playing in the right centre-back role is a lot. And he also said that he can't always cover Trent, but he said it in a jokey way, but you can tell he's definitely thinking,
definitely thinking.
He's definitely thinking that I can't cover this guy all the time because it's a lot of work to do. And then when you look at the other side, Virgil, when he has to cover Robertson, you don't really see it that much. And Robertson also gets forward. So it's kind of like Klopp has said to all of these players, we're going to have to cover Trent, right centre-back, right centre-mid, help him out 1v1. So that's a player that always comes to mind whenever someone's speaking about a team being built around someone.
Nah, man. Listen, man. I totally hear you, and to be honest, I kind of agree a bit with what you're saying there in regards to that, and especially in regards to Trent. That's why I had that picture kind of ready, because he was definitely one of those players that I looked at, and I think, big up honesty in the building. I think when it comes to someone like Trent, and then that's a question I guess for you too. I kind of know Savage's views in regards to Trent in positioning, but when we're talking about Trent and people are saying, they talk about him for England and stuff like that, and his positioning and potentially where he could go and stuff like that. I'm looking at him. I feel like he's going to be not a problem, because obviously he's a good player, right? But it's going to be a bit of an issue in terms of his own positioning because of what we know about him so far, in terms of the guy wants to seemingly play in this midfield position, but he is a right back, by trade. So I'm looking at that and I'm thinking, do you guys think that's a situation where if that gets sorted, i.e. he plays midfield or he plays right back, excuse me, whichever one, can we then sit here and say, oh, okay, cool, we can build a team around, say, someone like a Trent? Or is it still a question of, there's still other players? Or again, there is no one in the team. And if that is the case, and big up, Jerry just joined in the building. If that is the case, is that a good recipe moving forward? Big up, Jerry.
Big up, big up, big up, big up.
I'll throw that to Harris. I'll throw that to you first.
I think you see with what you said, like let's go back to 20. When did Trent come into the team?
The 16, 17, no, 17, 18. Yeah, I feel like, was it not 16, 17 or 17, 18?
I think 17,
17.
18 was where
17,
he was well known. 17, 18 when we lost the final to Madrid. It was that season where he became a starter in the team. And it's like, for those years, I didn't really hear much about people saying, let's play him in midfield. I think the whole midfield question really got to when he was playing inverted and how he was creating all of these chances and everything. And it's like,
16, 17, that's when he made his debut. 16, 17.
I've heard many people say, play him wing back, play him right mid, play him CDM, play him as an 8, play him as a 10. And it's like, we've had so much success as a team with him playing at right back. Like, I don't think we get to the final against Tottenham without Trent, because he was the one who provided those 2 assists. He is a big player in our team, but it's almost like there's so many other players in our team. So we've got Virgil, we've got Salah, we've got McAllister, we've got Szoboszlai. We've got really good players, and then we've got Trent, who people are saying we should build a team around. We've already got good enough players that I think, what's the word? I'm not trying to explain it, but I feel like there's other players in the team that could be more
beneficial.
Beneficial, to this team than Trent, because it's almost like an experiment, a failed experiment that we keep trying it with Trent, playing him in different positions, and it's just not working. So I just say, just keep him at right back.
Hey, listen, I think that whole debate is going to still rumble. In fact, I guarantee even if he plays whatever position, there's still going to be beef either way, whichever side you're on. If you're on like my side where you're like, I wanted to play right back like you guys, and then he plays in midfield, we're still going to beef that even when Slot picks him in midfield. And if he plays in midfield, and the guys wanting to play right, like it's just going to be a beef either way, man. But Savage, man, for yourself, man. Obviously, I know kind of your views behind Trent and stuff like that. In terms of how which position you kind of see him. But do you think that once that does get sorted, again, same question, if that does get sorted wherever he plays, that's then okay, we can now maybe look towards trying to build the team around him, or we shouldn't be building the team around him?
Nah, I don't want the team built around Trent, man. I think, my views is that he's a right back. And there's man on the water, blood. What's going on?
Yeah, for real. No, that's Jerry. No, that's Jerry.
But he's a right back. I don't know where all these arguments come from. It's what Harris said about his debut and all that. The reason why no one's talking about him being in midfield is because if he didn't play at right back, he wouldn't have got into the squad. You might never have seen this Trent, but we might as well could have just bought somebody. Yeah. So he got into the squad because they got him ready to play at right back. And if he was good enough to be a midfielder, then why would they wouldn't do that? They'll just bring him in midfield. It's not like we had a luxury of loads, an abundance of players in midfield at that time. We didn't because Coutinho left the season after. But at the time, there wasn't. Who was there?
I feel like he was playing with Lucas Leiva. Yeah, I don't know why Lucas.
Well, there you have it then. Well, there you have it, Lucas. So that's what I'm saying. It's, you know what I mean. So for me, right back is his position. I don't even like having debates with people about it because I have all the evidence of him at right back, and everyone else has no evidence of him in midfield. I don't want to hear this inverted business. He's a right back, and what Harry said, we won everything with him there. So it feels like they're trying to babysit him and look after him in a way where it's like he does something negative to affect his game, and then the way to combat that is, just put him further forward because then he doesn't have to. No, you still have to do the right stuff on the pitch. You can't be lazy in any position. You have to do stuff in our team. So, if you build take him at right back, and then do I build a team around him at right back? No, because I don't like our team being unbalanced. That's the biggest problem I have. Obviously, the thing what we've done before, effectively when it started, it wasn't Henderson babysitting Trent at right back. It was, the whole team was working for each other. Fab's legs were there, and left back Robbo and Trent at right back was perfect. They're having competitions with each other on assists. They were killing everyone. Then Trent started to get a little bit lazier. Hendo started to babysit him a little bit. And then by the time we got to the season before last season, where Trent was bad at the beginning of the season, it was a bit lazy. He didn't want to run back and stuff. The fact that Hendo and Fab's legs had gone exposed him a little bit more. And then there was like they put him in inverted. So I don't want him in there. Like I said, if I was gonna pick a midfielder out of all of ours, I'd probably go for McAllister. I feel like if you take care of some of his defensive responsibilities, and he's not always harrying around people's legs and not trying to get the ball like a Jack Russell, bro. Like Odegaard doesn't have to do that as much. He does work, but that's not his main part of his game. So that means he's unlocked. So when we're in a transition or when you get a ball to him, I trust him to pick out a pass, bro, from the midfield. Whether it's a 5-yard pass, a 10-yard pass or across the field, or he'll just shoot. I feel like he's got that in his locker, whereas anybody else, I don't want that to happen. And Trent from right back is completely different. And I feel like Trent go back to right back, he'll still cook. He'll go back to what he was doing before. And maybe the new manager will have a bit more pressure on him because he doesn't know him. He doesn't have to. There's no previous relationship where you're giving him a blind certain instances and that and looking after him. It's like, nah, you're not playing good at right back. I'll just play Bradley in it because he'll do what I tell him to do. And that's what I think what will happen. So yeah, if I was going to pick one McAllister, I'd definitely not building a team around Trent, bro. Definitely not. And I definitely ain't building it around certain strikers.
Hey, listen, man, I'm not even trying to beef the person in the chat today, to be honest with you. Big up yourself, ends in the building. Jerry, man, if you're there, bro. What's your kind of thoughts, man? In terms, obviously, we spoke a little bit, obviously, of course, on the stream earlier on about players to build around, etc., etc. But how do you kind of see it in terms of, is there a player specifically that you're like, nah, we need to build the team around him?
The way I see it personally is you've got to build a team around. If you're looking from an offensive standpoint, you have to build a team around who you think is going to be the most creative. Who's going to be the most creative? Who's going to create the most chances? Because essentially that is going to be your style of play, right? So, if you're like, usually there's a midfielder doing that. So you've got Odegaard. Do you know what I mean? For Arsenal, you've got. Do you know what I mean? Before it used to be De Bruyne, but De Bruyne is kind of just. I mean, in recent years got injured. So it's a lot of times been Rodri in terms of how they just dictate play more so than just being quite creative. I think it can be Trent. I think it will be Trent because for me, Trent is only effective when you're unleashing him to his creative.
Is that mine or is that his?
Can you guys hear me?
Yeah, now can you? Yeah, can you now still?
Yeah, sorry, because I'm on the bus. So I'm doing a bus phone right now. But
no, it's all good, bro.
Yeah, I was saying that. Trent, you can build the team around him, but he has to be unleashed to be able to be a creative force. Otherwise, there's no point of having Trent in the team. I think that's like when you go and look at what is under Southgate, like him just playing in a role where you haven't got runners, it's similar runners, but he's created the most chances for England at the Euros. So of course, if you had the runners there, you probably create a bit more chances. I think that type of ability that Trent's got, you try and fit him in the team. Now, you can play him wherever. You can play him at left back and you want him cutting inside and spraying balls, right back, balls where he's done it, you can have him in midfield. I just think depending on where you play him, that's the kind of this is having him immediately or somewhere you might not get something else. So it can be Trent. It can definitely be Trent, but it just means that six. The midfielders can't get in. If you play him at right back, you can't expect him to be this defensive right back because otherwise you're not going to get his attacking prowess, and he's never going to be the down defender at the club, or he's never going to be the best lockdown defender in world football. But what he can be is the most creative fullback if you play him there. If you play him in the six, he has the potential, the most creative six. If you play him as a winger, he has the potential to be the most creative winger in terms of what he does. So that's the thing you got to kind of. Again, I just don't know how slot fits him in. I think that's the most important. That's the most interesting thing because I don't know how gonna position the right back roles and what roles certain players are gonna have. Like what roles McAllister gonna have. That's all gonna be interesting. Yeah, like obviously it makes sense to build it around the McAllister because he's in the centre of the pitch. But then again, who's better from a creative? Is it McAllister? Like, who can win you more games from a creative standpoint? And then that's how you got to kind of look at it, in my opinion.
Nah, man. Listen, man, I hear you, man. I hear you. And I think it's like I said before about the whole Trent situation, and that's like almost a conversation for another day or a whole nother stream in itself. But that whole conversation, from when we don't even know, like with everyone else, well, Virgil's going to play centre back next season. Do you know what I mean? Like, we just know certain players are going to play in certain positions. We don't even know with Trent, and this is something that Enz mentioned earlier on. Trent and Salah being two players that you look at and you're like, I don't even really know where they're going to play. For all we know, they're both going to stay out wide. For all we know, they're both going to come inside. Whether that's Salah playing as a number 10 or up front potentially, or Trent playing as the central DM or as a number 8, we don't really know. And I think because we don't know that yet, because we don't know what Slot thinks in terms of, does he want to sign someone else? Does he want to sign a right back because he wants Trent to go in because he wants a better right back? Does he want to sign, I don't know, a DM because he feels like he needs to have a certain type of DM or a number 8 or whatever? I have no idea what this Slot guy, is kind of going to, want to do. But there was 2 players though. Well, yeah, 2 players, really, 2 players. And obviously you guys have touched on them already. And obviously one of them is McAllister. And obviously you guys speaking about potentially him being one player that you could potentially build a team around. For you, Savage, is that someone that you could look at and think, well, why can't the team be built in and around him? Let's say he doesn't play in the pivot. Let's say he plays in a number 10 position 100%. Or in an Erdegaard type of whatever you want to call that position.
100%, bro. I feel like he's what Jerry just said. I feel like he's creative enough. I feel like we saw last season that once he was moved out of the 6th position, all of a sudden there's all these moments for McAllister, bro, whether it's an assist or a goal or the defining pass, the eye of a needle pass, the little dink over the top. Of course, I know that Trent has the best passing range in the team and stuff like that. But I feel like McAllister's got it. He can dribble with the ball well. I think he can mix it up in there. He can play in confined spaces. I've seen him do it for Argentina as well.
He can protect the ball better than Trent as well.
100%. I feel like he can dictate. That's one thing I don't know Trent can do. I don't think Trent could ever dictate the pace of a game. I don't think he could do it. Whereas McAllister, I feel like he can.
Not in the Premier League. I don't think Trent can do it in the Premier League. But I think he can do it like for Real Madrid in the cruise role because he will have a lot of time on the ball.
Yeah.
For a like a Serie A team like Inter or AC Milan, but definitely not the Premier League.
Even then with Trent, he's gonna have to, which he can of course, but he's gonna have to. His in-game intelligence gonna have to get better and better because at the moment, Trent could probably do that with the passes he could do already, but he's on this spraying the ball thing at every chance he gets, bro. Like, have you ever seen like Liverpool's lead in a game, and Trent he's just playing calm now.
Yeah,
He just plays in one way all the time. And everything's Hollywood, bro. And I'm not really trying to see that. You know what I mean? So, McAllister though, like his attributes on the field, I think he can do everything. So, if you did play him in the 10, maybe that's it. And maybe anyone who's creative who plays in the 10, like I said, it's not taking away complete defensive work because everyone needs to press and everything like that. But just taking away a little bit of it, giving that person a little bit more time on the ball, a bit more options. I'll keep going back to Odegaard because I've seen him so many times last season be great in that role.
But he's a good example, though. He's a good little
Yeah. And even then, he was like 8, but they just did enough work for him. Rice and Partey would work, or Rice and Jorginho would work enough. Saka would always make the runs off him. And then it's that guy who can slow the game down in the most frantic times and pick out a spot like the equalizer, bro. Like he just knows that guy's there. I've seen McAllister do it in moments last season. I've seen Trent do it as well every now and again, but I feel like McAllister's probably the one still. I'm gonna lie, bro.
Nah, man, I hate it, man. What about yourself, man? What about yourself, Harris?
Sorry, what was that?
No, I said, what about you, man? In regards to what's his name, McAllister. Big up, Alex, man. Big up, Alex.
Very similar to what Savage said about him. I think he is a key player in our team. He did start off a bit shaky at the start of the season, but he did grow into his role. He'll be popping up with a goal outside the box, and I think I think he's a key player for us next season. I think he's probably our most key midfielder going into next season. So I want to see him starting against City. I want to see him starting in finals, as he did start against Chelsea in the final, and we won that game. But I think he's such a key player in our team. Although he doesn't have the legs, in my opinion, to play in the six. But I think if you have the legs around him, I think he will thrive. I think he will thrive even more.
Nah, man. I hear you. There's something that you just said there, and it's something that Savage kind of touched on, but you just touched on it there. But I'm gonna go back to that point. Big up Alex, of course, for joining us this evening. Apologies Alex. for the late invite, man. But we're obviously, you can see, obviously, you know, we're just talking a little bit about, you know, for next season in terms of the players that or a player that you would like to see the team built around. So really just to kind of go over it, like, of course, we've spoken a little bit about Trent, and we'll come back to him, of course, McAllister, Szoboszlai, Salah, and, you know, all of these kind of players. But when you look at the team, and again, just anybody you think is either going to start or whatever, not any new players, who is the player that you look at straight away and say, that's the guy I want the team to be built around, or it should be built around, should I say?
Yeah, personally for me, yeah, big up, by the way, man. Thanks for having me on.
All love.
Yeah, I think it's McAllister. You guys picture up there. And the reason why I'm saying it's McAllister is because, in my opinion, he's one of the few players that is certified in our team in terms of his place, his position, and where he's going to play. Because when you look at the likes of Trent, Szoboszlai, Salah, Nunes, Diaz, they've all got question marks against their names at the moment for various reasons. Jota, injuries. Salah, is he going to sign? Nunes, is he going to start? Szoboszlai, where is he going to play? Trent, where he's going to play. But with McAllister, you kind of know where he's going to play. You know what he's going to do. So
okay, where is he going to play? Where do you think, like, obviously you don't know, but where do you think he's going to play next season?
Obviously midfield, that's lazy. But when it now comes to formation, I think if it's 4-3-3, he'll play as one of the eights. Okay. If it's 4-2-3-1, I can see him playing as part of one of the pivots. People keep saying put him in a 10. Where he can play there, but I can see him playing as one of the pivots with a DM, if we buy a DM, if we play 4-2-3-1. And if we play 4-3-3, I can see him playing as one of the eights. That's where I say him. But regardless, he's going to play, and he's going to be one of our key players. So you want to build your team around someone like McAllister, I would say. And if you ask me the question, across the forward line, I'll give you two answers. And again, it'll depend on if Salah signs or not. If Salah's going to sign, you want to build your team around him to an extent, because he's your go-getter. He's your guy. He has been for the past 5, 6, 7 years. So you want to make sure you still build your team around him, because he can get you 20 goals. If he doesn't sign, you want to start thinking of succession planning. I personally will build the team around Darwin Núñez. I would, because for that 4-2-3-1 thing, he's doing that Uruguay, and if Slot can someone get him to start firing, you'd want to build a team around him. Put your arm around him, and I think he'll bang. So all depends.
Nah, man. Big up Scanlon for you. He says, I love to just come on in every time you ask about what player is the best or who should they build around. I have to say Scanlon. Hey, listen, man, Scanlon's my guy, man. Scanlon's my guy. Hopefully, listen, man, you never know next season. You know what I mean? On the Slot, I've heard anyway that this Slot likes to use youngsters and stuff like that. Maybe. I don't know what the plan is, really and truly. I would love to know what that plan is for the youngsters next season, because now we're back in the Champions League. It's game time, and these guys are going to get this. Ain't Europa League anymore. Do you know what I mean? Where you're facing against USG. You're like, oh yeah, I can just play, you know, Kwanzaa, Bradley, or Beck, or, you know, McConnell, and all these kind of guys. I don't know if we can necessarily do that, you know, next season. So again, listen, we'll just have to wait and see. Hopefully, players like the Scanlons and some of the other youngsters, if they show what they can do during pre-season, why can't they be in and around the first team? Because you never know. Form is always temporary. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Anyone can drop off.
Scanlon's the coldest still. My guy, blood. All time Scanlon's colder than that. You know what I mean?
Yeah, come on, man. Yeah, I was it. But now, obviously,
like said, G, just a quick one.
Yeah.
No, G, you said something on next season. We will be in Champions League. So, to your point, game time is going to be scarce for some of our youngsters. So, I think on the back of preseason, a few of them should go out on loan where they can play with men, big boy game, as opposed to just playing under 21s. Because in the Champions League, you don't want to be playing Scallon and McCullen and players like that. You want them to actually go get game time outside. So yeah.
No. I hear it, man. And I think again, like I said, man, I just want to know. And obviously, we got his first press conference or whatever, or not first, but his one to everybody. That's going to be
his media
on Friday. Media. So it's going to be this Friday. So it's going to be interesting to see, certain things that he says, doesn't say. Liverpool fans are going to cry regardless anyway. So let's just wait and see, what happens behind that. But I want to go back to something that you touched on, Harris. And you mentioned there when we're speaking about like Trent, and to be fair, we're kind of talking about it with a few of the other players that we're not 100% sure of. And Alex mentioned it there with Salah in terms of whether he signs, whether he doesn't. This thing about, certain players, so Trent is the main one, really, if I'm being honest. This thing about wherever he plays, whether it's right back, whether it's central midfield, whatever he does, I always feel like there seems to be some type of caveat in order for him to look good. Now, that's going to sound dumb because, of course, every player needs, I guess, someone or something in order for them to look as good as they actually do, right? And that's understandable. But I do feel like with and we're going to people call Trent world-class. I do feel like with the world-class players, regardless, what they are good at, regardless of what's going on around them, if that makes sense. So Toni Kroos as a wild example, right? Whatever you think he's good at, I don't think that's then dependent on whether Modric is good at his job or Vinicius is making a run or Rodrigo is dropping deep or Bellingham's. He's just good at what he does. That's it, like his job, whatever that job is, he's just good at doing that, whether it's for Germany, whether it's for Real Madrid. Modric, the same thing. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Like when we look at certain players, and this isn't for everybody, but I feel like with Trent, there always seems to be like a kind of caveat to, well, he can only play in this position if we've got this happening. If you haven't got this happening, then he can't do that and blah, blah, blah. I'm like, so then do you then believe that whatever he's bringing to the squad, is that then worth it enough to then start having the whole team doing so many different things? Because when Trent was good, when we say 2018 to, let's say, for 2 years, like he was at the top of the world, best right back, undisputed, no one's having a conversation. Yes, he was good, but so was the midfield, so was the attack, so was the defense, so was the goalkeeper. It wasn't necessarily so much about, oh, Trent needs this and that. No, these guys were doing, because they were at the top of their game anyway. They were all doing their jobs, so to speak. As soon as one of them stops doing their job or whatever, all of a sudden, Trent can't do this no more. Oh, no, we can't play Jar. Trent can't show his full array of talents, whatever those talents may be. Doesn't that look like a problem to you guys? And this is an open floor, so you guys can chime in whenever.
Yeah, man want to baby you, and 1 minute is a grown man, but want to baby him. I don't even think Trent wants baby him, but the fan base want to baby him. I don't understand, man. Like for me, I get it. He might be the ideal pick between him and Robbo when it comes to them positions. Like which one's your favorite? But
I think Robbo's got as much assists or
he's got more. Close. He's got more now. He's like maybe 2 more. But like in their prime of what we've seen them do so far, they might not be in their full prime. Robbo's, I think he has. Trent might not be. Who knows? But the best we've seen them, they've both been going back and forth in getting the assists and stuff and doing their thing, bro. I don't understand why we've taken Trent and put him to this next level above what he was already doing with Robbo, just because he's Trent, because he can score through free kicks, bro. Like really, most of his assists are still come from like crosses and corners, bro.
Yeah.
Which is no different to
mostly
Robbo.
Crosses. Yeah.
It's not like
no different to Robbo and stuff like that. I get it, man. It's exciting. I think if he was a Scottish and Robbo was Scots, it'd be different, bro. But
yeah, facts.
Yeah, I don't like the fact that I don't like babying any of our players. I hate it, bro. There's always excuses for them, bro. Like, nah, man, they're not like it's not Doken that we're talking about. Not little Trey and that. It's these men, bro.
That's a little trick.
Yeah, bro, it's absolutely crazy, bro. Sink or swim in it, bro. For me, bro, Trent's my guy, bro. But you need to watch out. Bradley don't take your spot, bro. Don't about worrying about midfield. Worry about your right back position. You might not have that either, bro. Because okay, for example, Bajcetic was good before he left, but he was injured, before he got injured, and now he's back. And my son showed me the video where the man's doing combat videos and that on the pitch, bro. So he's ready, bro. I'm not joking, bro. And I know everyone's going to say, he's better than Trent in midfield, bro. At the moment, to me, he's better than Trent in midfield, bro.
That's not a wild thing to say, though. That's not even a wild thing to say.
Okay, so now I know everyone knows more about Slot than me, so I don't know what formation he's gonna play and all that, bro. But with that combat video, he ain't going on loan, bro. He's back, bro. I'm telling you, I can tell. So where's Trent? Like, man keeps saying the formality thing with Trent, like in midfield and all that. Like, he can just get in there. He can't. And at right back, that's not even a given.
So Bradley said, "Yo, Bradley might do condolences interview soon himself."
Bro, you see now, Bradley and Kwanzaa, they got the private group chat and that. The group chat's called Get Matip and Trent Out, bro. And one person done their job already, bro. So it's you know what I mean. I think he might change the name from Matip to Kanate now, still. But
yeah, I was gonna say, boy, Kanate is the next one on the hit list.
But all jokes aside, man, I feel like he who should not be named Voldemort up front, bro, and Trent, because everybody over gas everything they do. So if Trent does Trent is cold, by the way, he's passing. But if Trent does a regular pass, that like, I don't know, blood, Semenyo done from Bournemouth done the same pass, ain't the same when Trent does it, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? If Trent scores a free kick, the cold free kick scored against Fulham, cold, but if someone else scores it, bro, if Wilson scores that at Fulham, just good goal from Wilson, innit?
Yeah.
Every time everyone overgasses it, bro, it combats the other way, bro, and then they run out of stuff to, you know what I mean? They run out of stuff for their argument. So that, oh, well, if he's blah, 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 if Hendo just had his legs, it's not his job. That's not, man's that sacrificed part of his career for Trent to do well, bro. Like, it's not his job, bro. You know what I mean? Trent ain't Salah, bro. Just letting man know that, innit? He's not Salah, bro. They're not on par with each other. I don't even know why we talk about them like they're on the same level. They're not. Salah is Salah, bro. Whoever man thinks fell off now, always falling off. Bruv, Trent and Robbo do what they do against each other. Salah is different, bro. But we keep speaking about him like it's already him, bruv. He ain't, bruv. Stop linking him to Real Madrid as well, man.
You say you're not happy with that.
Stop the foolishness, blood. Let's gonna take Carver house spot, bruv, and then what? Do the same thing. Oh.
Savage is not happy with that. With the Real Madrid links there. Big up Scala 48. He's asking here, what would you think about Trent at right wing if Salah were to leave?
Nah.
I'm gonna say no.
No.
Trent at right wing.
There's so many other right wingers. There's so many other wingers out there in the world, and then we just want to shoehorn Trent at right wing. So he's unlocked a new position. So right back, wing back, right mid, CDM, centre mid, and our right wing. So it's like, yeah, there's so many other wingers out there, but just keep Trent at right back.
I'm sure we've got other wingers in our team that could easily just go in that position before we even. And this again, it's mad because.
Oh, G, take off the screen. I'm from Stratford. Take off the screen.
Sorry. I think this goes back to this whole thing. And again, I'm not trying to pick on Trent, by the way. Like I said, I think he is a really, really good player. Yes, every player's got their deficiencies. We could sit here all day and rap about those deficiencies, but he is a top player. Let's not act like he isn't, right? But I just feel like we've come to it, or he's now come to a stage where I'm not even thinking that it's even so much about his ability that's worrying me so much. It's just more about his own attitude towards what he wants to do versus what the team needs you, or what the manager needs you to do. Because if we're all sitting here saying that wherever, it doesn't matter, wherever you think he should play or whatever, right? The fact that we are having this level of a debate in terms of this seems to be a rumbling debate and it's going to go on until whenever. If we're still having this debate about Trent Alexander-Arnold in terms of his positioning, I'll be honest with you, and we're talking about building blocks. How important really is he to the team? How important is he? Again, like I say, open floor, man, but how important can this player be if we're still sitting here, we don't know where he should play, and listen, he's a top right back. He's very, very good. But when we're even having the consideration, maybe Bradley, you know what I mean? Your spot isn't even a guarantee. I'm sorry, you cannot be that important to the team. Like Savage, I think you were saying earlier on, there's about, 2 players that you'd pick, give or take, for the team, where you're like, nah, I'm not even talking to you about, selling or doing whatever with. And that was Virgil and Alisson. That means, how can this player then be another player that we're looking at and saying, yeah, nah, he's vital to what Liverpool do moving forward? If everybody keeps telling me that Liverpool need to
I
move
know,
forward.
I know everyone
and
doesn't have that
evolve.
opinion, but listen.
Yeah, no, I'm not saying everyone. Yeah, no.
But the what? Listen, I saw the sample size. It weren't me, but last season, just go and see when Bradley was playing and what man was saying, bro.
Yeah,
Man were talking
It was
about
condolences, bro. I promise you, it was condolences.
yeah.
It was condolences. It was condolences, bro. It was condolences. What do you guys think, man? Harris and Alex, man. We'll do like in regards to, and we'll move on to another player in a set, but it just in regards to Trent in itself, because like I say, it's just I feel like obviously I know I'm bringing up the conversation today, but you guys already know. You've been on the channels, you've been in the spaces, you've seen on Twitter the conversations behind Trent. We're getting to a point now where I'm even starting to be like, what are you really offering me that I couldn't just get from someone else? Or what are you adding that's so amazing that I cannot do without in the team? Other than you being a scouser.
I think
yeah, go on.
Go ahead. No, go ahead. Alex.
No, it's fine. I think we've seen Trent at right back for a long time, and we've seen what he can offer, and we can see his frailties in his game when it comes to 1v1 defending. It's up and down. But then when I've seen him play in midfield, he has moments that I think are worse at right back, because in midfield you're the heart of the team, especially at playing as a 6. So I feel like we've got other players that can do better in that role. For example, McAllister. I'd rather see Endo. I'd rather see other players that are actually midfielders
But you still got
playing the
Jones,
6. Yeah, Jones. Yeah, we don't need to shoehorn Trent into midfield. I just don't see the point of it. It's a very forced debate, because Scousers plus Liverpool fans, they want to see their Scouser do well. They want to see him score goals like Gerrard, long range shots. Like, we've got other players in the team for that. Trent can just still do his thing at right back. I just don't see the point in moving him to midfield. To be fair, I used to be one of those people that wanted to see him in midfield. But after seeing him, his deficiencies in midfield, having to receive facing his own goal, and then when players come and press him, I don't think he can do it.
Hey, that's deep, man. What about yourself, Alex, man?
Yeah, I'll just chime in. I agree with everyone. I agree with what you both said, but I think we're being a little bit unfair to Trent, and I'll tell you why. Like, he's one of ours, and I get it. Like, over the last 12 months, he hasn't really shown himself like that. Bradley has come in, looked good, but with these things, the new kid on the block, the shiny new toy, always looks good until it's settled. There's no telling that Bradley goes into next season and bangs. He might go in next season and look like Albert Moreno. He might. We just don't know. Yeah. So then we start calling back for Trent. Trent is certified. So I think when you look at what Trent gives you, well, let's look at what he's given us. Goals and assists. He's given us that. We can't deny that. Yes, other people have had to play their part, but Trent has been there. They've been fullbacks for the last 20 years. They haven't actually hit Trent's numbers. So he's doing something right. Ashley Cole, one of the best fullbacks in our time, didn't hit those kind of numbers. So I think when it comes to GA, we need to just applaud Trent on that one. Then in terms of his overall game, passing, switching of play, even giving us free kicks. I think he's a quality player with deficiencies. We get that. We agree on that. And I think the issue we have now with Trent is certain fans want him to play midfield, some want him to play a right back. He wants to play in midfield. The coach wants to play a right back. So we're at that crossroads now where we're thinking, what do we do with this guy? And remember the last time we spoke on N's pod, I did mention we've got an issue with Trent because if we don't resolve it, to your point, G, we're going to go into next season, game 1, right back, game 2, midfield, and we're just going to be going back and forth. So do we need Trent? Yes, but we just need to nail down his position. He's played right back for us. We won the Premier League. We won the Champions League. With Super Cup, Club World Cup, with Trent playing as a right back. So I think we just need to tell him, you know what? You can't get into that midfield. You only play there in emergency, but you might start in right back next season. He's still one of the best out there. And I think we losing Trent wouldn't be good news for us, not just as a quality player, but even the noises we're going to hear. Imagine Liverpool losing Trent. trust me, it wouldn't go down well with not just the fan base, but even the players around. What would other players think? Kwanzaa will be thinking, wow, if Trent can go, I might as well fuck off. And we might start getting that. So, yeah, I hear what you guys are saying, but I think we need to make sure we keep Trent, man, personally.
The only thing, though, what you see what Harry said before, you are right, Alex, but when you brought Ashley Cole and said, like, yo, even some of that, it's what Harry said before, though. Ashley Cole didn't get that because he didn't need to, because he had other creators in his team. And what Harris was saying before is there's other creative guys in the team now. Now, of course, they have to show it. They have to go out and do their job. But if they do their job and they've all got this new lease of life and the new manager, a new formation, or what all of this business, then we don't need him rolling forward trying to be the guy, bro. We need you to just be the right back. And 100%. it doesn't mean that you're not going to get your time to shine in all that business. You're just going to go back to what you was there doing before. Because remember, before, it was still like Mane, it was still Bobby, Salah, and Mane who was getting more plaudits than Robbo and Trent, because they were the main guys of the squad. Yep. But one thing what's on for in fairness to Trent, what's a bit unfair is it's not everyone else is making a narrative around him, and he ain't said any of this business.
Yeah.
So the last intro I saw with Trent and the overlap when he was with Gary Neville, obviously he likes playing in midfield, but the first thing he always says is, "No, well, I'll just play where the gaffer wants me to play."
True.
Yeah.
But all the fans are fighting on his behalf for him to play midfield, bro.
Yeah.
The man's already said that. So it's what it's doing. It's making him seem like he's not a team player, bro. Because everyone's looking at his face and going, "I can see he doesn't want to play at right back." I hear that. I hear that you can see it on his face, his body language. But the man said he'll play with the manager to play there, innit?
Yeah.
That's it. Yeah.
I think he just needs to go back to basics. Go back to 2017.
Yeah, back to basics, 100%.
Go back to basics. Players are right back. I think the issue he has now is this whole main character syndrome that Jude Bellingham has as well. You know, he feels like he's gone above being a defender. He wants to actually start influencing the game as an attacker. We just need to remind him, listen, you're a right back. You made your name as a right back. You've been great as a right back. Stop all this midfield business. And I think we'll get the best version of Trent again.
No.
Yeah, I do think Trent will have to, if he's going to play right back, or let's say if he was to play wing back in the free, I do think he has to pattern up with his laziness, because I think with Trent, since Klopp, I think Trent sees Klopp like a father figure, and the Napoli game always comes to mind where he got absolutely smoked by Kavicha. He started the next game. The amount of times Trent that season had so many stinkers and he didn't get dropped. I think in Trent's mind, if I have a stinker, I'll start the next game. It's minor. Yeah, but he's gonna have a new manager next season. So let's say if he drops many stinkers, he's out of the team. I'll probably say I think Trent kind of has to fight for his place at right back, because let's say Slot could just go and play Gomez there. Say he's more defensively better, and Gomez can do the inverted role. And then plus we have other creators in the team that can create many chances. McAllister, Szoboszlai, Gakpo, we got Salah. The industry plant does also create sometimes, Elliot as well. So what's so like Trent is a special player, but like let's be real, we've got so many other creators in the team. Not saying that we don't need Trent, but he's not a Messi type player.
Yeah, I hear. Yeah. And that's almost the problem. Not problem, because like Alex said, that's the thing. It's like, I'm not trying to slander him or nothing, like, because I do still think he is a quality player. My only issue is that, as you say, as Savage said, like, man are trying to shoehorn him into a whole new position, and to be honest, guys, I blame Enz. I think Enz is one of the people who has been championing this for a long. Look at him. See, look, as soon as I say his name, he comes straight up. But I just feel like this level of supposed evolution that he's supposed to be going through, to me, it just sounds like, how can I put it so it's understandable? It almost just sounds like you try to turn Super Saiyan 3, but the reality is you're not really there. Like, but you're a calm Super Saiyan 2. Like, just stay at that level and you can master that level. Be as strong as you can in that level. That level is still good enough for you to fight with the other guys. I don't need you to try and see if you can go to this next level, because the reality is it's more harming you than it is everybody else. And it's just creating, as Savage said, this narrative. Because I know Savage is saying maybe, we can see body language, which at times maybe, but for all I know, him having the body language has got nothing to do with him even not wanting to play right back. It just might just be in that moment, but I didn't want to run after that. How about that? I'm just that type of person.
That's my point too, what you said earlier about the fans.
We've all been there as players. So.
Yeah, of course.
We've all been there. Like, we've been in a match, you're tired, or you just can't be asked to track back at times. I mean, I'm a defender myself. There's times where I've played fullback and I'm up the pitch and I've had to kind of drop back, and I'm up against a fast winger. I was like, yeah, X, Y, and Z, yeah, you deal with him. We've all been there, but we've seen it with Trent so many times. It's almost like, do you really care?
You know what it is with Trent though? That body language thing, that's not a complete Trent trait that's always been there. That came in the season before last season.
Yeah, exactly. I'm gonna say that.
And that finished 5th.
And that's because I think the realization of, not that I'm not as good as I am, because he is as good as he is, but it's like he really realized how much Fab and Hendo was doing, what work they were doing for him. He was just off. He was just off on, like, I'm going to go up this right. He's in positions where Salah would be in it on the right side. Yeah. And trust me, the reason why I can pick up particular games is because I saw it early and I started doing videos on him and Fab and Hendo, and I could see certain things. And as the season progressively got worse, everyone started talking about it. I'm like, bruv, I could see it early in the Fulham game. There was a Crystal Palace game where we drew with them 1-1. Remember, like the first start of the season, we drew. Okay. So if you see where Zaha turned him and Fab, he was so far up the pitch.
It was Eze.
Yeah, Eze. It was so far up the pitch. And my point to people was, I'm not getting onto Trent because I love Trent, bro. I just wanted people to look out for certain things. When the ball goes in the back of the net and you see the replay, tell me if you can see Trent in the replay, bro. You should be able to see him in it. If he's getting back to help his team, you should be able to see him, bro. Whether he makes it or not is the two different things, bro. Bare screenshots I had, no Trent, bro. Man was on the halfway line and that just give up, like, yo, I'm not making it. I ain't doing anything. And it's like Neil mentioned it. It's an instinct thing, because Carl Walker's been stinking up the place in the whatever in the Euros and all that.
Yeah.
There's a thing though, like, I've seen Carl Walker get dusted. You know the first thing he does when you've dusted him and someone else is going to cover, he runs to the goal line, bro.
Yeah, always runs to the goal line. Yeah, I see it.
And when things ain't going well for Liverpool and he's not interested, it's like he's just really good when we're winning. But when stuff go against us, that's when you need the most of him. And if you watch the Everton game, the one where we had towards the end of last season, oh my God, bro, like the man was just switched off, bro. That's a derby, bro.
Yeah, I think that's the Liverpool thing, though, Savage, and I think that's a bigger point, which I think Slot needs to fix. When things are not going well for us, even Van Dijk, Salah, they all just.
Yeah, no, you know what? You're 100% right, and it just looked worse for him because the position he plays in, like, okay, you won't see that from Robbo, and that's the perfect example because it's just the opposite side of the pitch. Robbo will still get back, whether he makes it or not, or tries to get the tackle in, two different things, but it's just the willingness. And the good thing what we've got is you can just get that back, bro. That just might be you've been doing something for so long, things have been going right so well.
Remember, he's been in the team from when he started. When
exactly,
he was going well,
won all these trophies, but you don't want him to go backwards. And I feel like at the moment the argument is it's more of what he's not doing well in a certain position to move him into this position instead of he's doing so well in this position that we're going to move him forward because I think he can do even well. You know, like what Bale did. It's not this. What we're having now is not the Bale conversation at left back, and we're going to move him further up the pitch. They didn't move Bale up the pitch because he was doing rubbish at left back. He was so good going forward, and he could still defend. Like, yo, we'll play him here, and that's kind of what you want from Trent. Yeah. That's kind of what you want from him.
Can I play devil's advocate here, though, guys? Will you guys trust Trent next season as a starting right back? Because I think every team we play against always set up to attack us down that line. Pretty much everything.
I think it depends on the system.
Yeah. That's I was going to ask you like that. I don't know about Slots. formation and that. But
4-2-3-1.
4-2-3.
Predominantly.
Alex is right though, but
Yeah.
I kind of like. I made a point of saying this last season because I know you're not doing it on that reason, but some people are saying, it's not fair on Trent though because he gets tapped down that wing, blah, blah, blah. People target him. I actually think it's just the fact that most of the best players are on the left wing, bro. I don't even think. I don't even think
so.
Yeah,
Every
because
team's left wing.
when I was looking at all the teams, like at the time, Rashford was plays on the left wing, Martinelli plays on the left wing, Matoma plays on the left wing. So
Yeah.
Exactly. So it seemed like they were just attacking Trent, but it's like all the best players are on the left wing, bro, because they're all inverted, isn't it? And you know what I mean. And man don't really want to trouble Virgil and Robbo together anyway, bro. So you're probably right.
That's kind of problematic.
Yeah,
Defensively,
yeah.
that's a way better side.
I'm not campaigning for a Real Madrid bid to allow it, bro.
All right, and so he said, "Don't skip my comment." He says he was rubbish at left.
Bro, he wasn't.
Hey, listen, if you feel like
Ends had time off football, them times, but.
Big up honesty saying question. Arnie Tot loves to invert both his fullbacks, I'm assuming, and play more like a free in the back. So what if Trent just keeps inverting and nothing changes?
Oh, is this true? Oh, scratch everything I said then. He's just going to play inverted right back.
Slot would like a. I think I would imagine Slot would like a free of, like, let's say Gomez left back, Virgil, Kanate, and Trent. Let's say that could possibly be his back three, since Gomez is the natural centre back. I'm not sure about Robbo because I think he's quite questionable.
I feel like he starts starting.
No, I don't think so. I think he'll prefer like a Calafiori in that role, or like a. Let's see if Ake wasn't at City, he would be my ideal for that left centre back role. I don't think he would start Robertson. Yeah, Van de Ven
would be perfect in that spot.
Yeah, it would be, man.
But yeah, again, Liverpool pulled out the race for him once again, and let Spurs get him.
I think when I'm looking, at that, even in itself, obviously Savage said it earlier on. He didn't want Trent doing the whole inverting thing. I think for me, I can't speak for everyone else here on the panel and other people, but from the general consensus, I think people are tired of the inverting thing now. They're like, can you just play right back or can you play midfield? Like, inverting isn't. Do you know what I mean? Like, let's just skip away from that now. Let's just go back to either being that right wing back, as they would like to call it, be that guy, or play in the midfield. Stop doing half and half, because that's at the moment what he's been doing, is this half and half. And as you say, Alex, in terms of when you're asking, would I trust Trent in that position? I'm like, it goes back to the same comment I made, which is there's so many caveats though, like with Trent playing even as the right back, because I'm like, listen, he can play right back or right wing back without doing inverting. I don't think I'd have too much problems. The problem I will have is someone going to cover this brother? Because regardless of anything, he was still bombing up the field as a right wing back. And he needed Henderson. That when we needed it, like we actually needed. And Henderson did that job superbly in his prime anyway. He did that job fantastically for Trent to do that.
What does inverted look like with three at the back? I'm not acting dumb. I just can't picture it.
Same here.
I honestly, I don't really know. In my mind, when you said that, I was thinking more of a five at the back.
So you know the 4-2, 4-2-3-1. The three, you know the three in the 4-2-3-1. Is that like left and right mid? So 4-2-3-1 is left and right mid, isn't it? What are you saying? Trent was turning to Beckham and that, the young right mid and that.
It's
actually, to be fair, Beckham had an engine on him still, man. He used to run back and forth so much, blood.
Yeah, no, Beckham wasn't. I mean, he weren't a lazy player. I can't even call him.
He wasn't
a lazy player. Let me get up the thing, and you guys can.
I think how I picture it is like, for example, you have your back three of like Robbo, but just a bit more advanced. So like the two left and right centre backs will just be a bit advanced, and then you have Virgil, that's the deeper one. Then you have your two central midfielders. One will probably be more advanced, so that could be like a McAllister that would advance a bit higher up the pitch. Then Trent will come in and create a pivot while he inverts, and then I think it will look more like a 3-2-4-1.
Yeah, because because usually the formation, offensively and defensively, are two different things, and it like it changes
Yeah.
when
Quick
you.
question. Sorry, quick question. Who partners Van Dijk?
It's got to be Kwanzaa. Kwanzaa's got to start the season.
No,
I would say Konate if he was starting for France.
He ain't starting for France. I'll tell you that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you that much. He is starting.
He ain't starting.
I'll just put Konza
He
there
should.
for now, just for the
He
time
should.
being.
I think he should, to be fair, because
He should.
he does step up for France.
If
all the
Kwanzaa
time.
starts the season, blood, man
Nah, you
need to
gotta sell
respect
Konate.
Kwanzaa, bro. This is the baddest man of all time, bro. Man got Matip and Konate in one season, bro. This is a dangerous brother, bro.
Yeah. He gonna start looking at Virgil like, bro, talk to me
Bro,
nice,
you
because
can't,
otherwise,
bro. I'm telling you, bro. You seen that players' lounge and that? Don't bring your girl around Kwanzaa, blood, because it's problem.
yeah.
Because you're gonna go toilet, bro, and she gone, bro.
Hold on. So what you're saying, Harris, here is you're saying Robbo we pushed up a bit, is what you're saying, and then
So if you invert
Yeah.
Trent, if you would like to invert Trent, you push Kwanzaa out a bit wide.
So Robbo's got to sit. Robbo needs to stay back.
Robbo needs to sit
Yeah.
like this. Okay.
Yeah.
Robbo needs to stay back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But
And
the
then
thing
you got your
is,
pivot
both,
of who?
let's say
McAllister.
Endo and McAllister.
Endo McAllister. Actually.
But if you see for the Netherlands, for example, Dumfries, he's playing right wing the whole game,
Right wing.
basically. And you'll see our two
Pivots.
you'll see De Vrij and Ake, they're just a bit more advanced, because you see with the Netherlands tactics, they want the centre backs that are out wide to be very good on the ball, to be able to drive out with the ball, which is why De Ligt is not even in the team. So for example, Robertson, I don't think he's great on the ball. I just think he has a good engine. So which is why, like I said, Calafiori would be good for that.
Yeah, Robertson can't play there for us. He can't play that position.
Yeah.
So
Like,
you guys
if you have
wouldn't,
someone like-
if you don't want to see like a Robbo in the back three, like
Nah.
when you start?
No.
Yeah.
So then who would you have there then? Like just based off the
In
players
our
that we've
squad,
got.
It's got to be
Gomez,
Gomez. Even though Gomez can't do it because he's right-footed, but it's got to be Gomez.
Gomez, or I'll probably say yeah, Gomez.
It's got to be Gomez. Or you play Kwanzaa there and you play Konate on the other side.
Yeah,
That's
because
what-
he can't use that left foot. He can't use that left foot.
Okay, that no, but then technically you'll be starting the game with Kwanzaa as your left back.
Left
Yeah.
back.
That's
Yeah.
But the thing is,
Liverpool
no
look like
one-
more problems
no
than
one-
anything else.
no
Put
one
it this way,
nowadays
G,
really
we
starts
need
to
a
come in.
centre back.
Yeah, from what I'm gathering, we need a centre back.
We need a
Yeah,
left
I ain't gonna
side.
lie, blood. Slot might have to rethink this formation, but we're gonna.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying, bro. Slot might need to rethink this whole formation, bro.
we ain't finishing higher than no Villa with this formation. Blood. I tell you that
Because
much.
there's no way that I'm looking at this here, and obviously, like Alex said, obviously, we want a centre back, right? And then you're saying Trent will do the inverting thing, yeah. When we're on the ball, by the way, people, when we're on the ball, this is what it's kind of looking like.
I think
don't know
Ender
who
would be deeper, because Slot wants his 6 or
So
his
then where's
pivot
Trent
to
going?
screen the back 4.
So where
He'll be Trent will be more to the right.
Okay,
So if you swap them two,
yeah.
so that's your pivot.
So then,
And then McAllister and the number 10 will be left or right. So this is where I think Szoboszlai.
so almost like a
Szoboszlai could thrive.
box, almost like
Yeah.
a box.
Yeah, this is where I think Szoboszlai could thrive. I don't agree with him being like the sole number 10, but I think like how he played at Leipzig in the 4-2-2-2 formation,
Yeah,
the box midfield, I think that's where he could thrive.
I ain't gonna lie, but this kind of looks like Man City now.
yeah, it does,
It is. Basically,
it
it is because if you see the 2 attacking mids,
Yeah,
they're going to
yeah.
thrive in the half spaces between the centre back and the full back. So this is just
Yeah, because in
technically
Man
Man
City
City.
squad, that McAllister and Szoboszlai, there's
Yeah.
Foden and De Bruyne in it.
Yeah.
Okay,
You're
fair.
going to see bare cutbacks. You're going to see
Yeah.
bare cutbacks with this formation.
If Slot can get the team to play like that, because that is how Man City play, then safe in it. But
Yeah, bro. Of course,
I'm fine with that.
Of course,
I'm fine with that, but I think we need better players.
yeah, because if we
In
get
some of
caught in
these
transition,
positions.
boy, it's a long day. Still.
Long
Yeah.
day.
It's actually a long day. I just want to put the players in there so I can see what one. Okay. And then obviously when we're out of possession, Trent will of course just go back to
Trent
the
goes
right
back
back,
to-
and then
Exactly.
Endo, and then
And
McAllister. Okay, fairs.
The
That's
only
not.
thing with that, though, G, the only thing with that, G, is that Slot loves his wide men to see a lot of the ball and actually go
Yeah,
1v1.
touchline.
Yeah, and anyway, I don't want to go back to the old Salah chat again, but you know,
He's definitely staying there still. But yeah, look. Obviously, this is just based off the players that we do currently have, right? In my opinion, like if I like in terms of what Savage said, for me, when I looked at this, and again, we don't know who we're gonna sign. I feel like there's a lot of holes here. I'm like, yeah, no, I can't have this player in this position.
You know what one good hint is? You know Hanko.
Yeah.
He said I spoke to Slot, but the thing is, he said that he said something like they're not looking for people in my position. So this is where the question marks come in with who's going to play centre back, left back. Because there's no way Edwards is looking at this team and thinking, yeah, we can win the title with this team.
no chance.
But this is but okay, you know what?
This is the ambition that the lack of ambition that I think Edwards has. But if you look at the signings over the last few seasons, it's kind of been underwhelming.
I'll be honest, yeah. By the way, sorry, Harris, you're right. Even this comment here, I'll be honest, that doesn't make the team any better. Like, if I threw in Jones or Elliott, is anyone really be like, oh, yeah, the team just looked better now? Like, realistically, you're not going to...
Nah,
like,
but
none of those two players.
What we'll say is I don't want to be that guy, bro, but that's a Muslim. It should be Jones' blood.
But then you're saying Jones is the number 10, effectively.
Yeah, safe. At least you can pass the ball 5 yards, blood.
I think I'll prefer Jones in a deeper position so you can control the midfield. I think you kind of need to buzz that in these half space positions.
Jones as a 10 will frustrate the life out of us.
Yeah.
he will hug.
Hey man, listen.
In transition,
listen.
I think in transition he'll be fine, but when it's that possession,
he won't pass the ball.
And he's in these advanced positions. I don't think he will do too well in the advanced positions.
But you know what's mad, yeah? Big up Liverpool 60. We're not the managers. At the end of the day, we're just fans, right? We're just fans who are just having a little mess around with the team. Even though, and the reason why I wanted to put this up on the screen is because I needed people to actually see. When you look at the team, I don't care what formation you man decide to pick. The team still does not look like a team that I'm like, that's the team that I feel is going to challenge for anything. Bro, the team is as good as it is. These are basically our best players. Listen, you want to throw in Elliott, you want to throw in Jones, Diaz, whoever it is, you want to throw in Robbo, it doesn't really make much of a difference. This is about as good as a team.
So in this formation, bro, he wants his wide man to touch the touch line, bro.
So like basically out here.
Do you know what happened the season before last when Salah started the season like that? He just went missing, bro. Yeah, someone's gonna get sacrificed. I didn't want this to happen, but someone's gonna get sacrificed in that 10 role for Salah, bro. Because Salah ain't playing, and I do not.
So as well. I think so as well. Salah's got to play 10.
Yeah,
Salah can't play.
I wouldn't play him as a 10.
Play him up front, man. Let's be honest. Okay, you got Jota there. Just play Salah up front. Keep Nunes out the squad.
You know who needs to come in? Mohamed Kudus on that right. I keep saying it.
Kudus, at least he's gone by, and unfortunately,
That's what he's saying.
Yeah, the Kudus bar close.
But even no, you say that, but what's his name? He hasn't actually gone yet. Like there's some complications with that deal. They don't want to pay the money.
His release clause is only active next summer.
No, there's not even. It wasn't even that. It was more whatever bonuses are even added into his contract and everything. They're not trying to pay all of that. Yeah. So whatever that situation is,
he's gone Bayern as well, isn't it? Polina is going to do his
Polina, I saw that today. He's just gone to Bayern.
If he fails that medical again, boy, long days. So.
G, would you prefer to go through the whole 11 and see where the improvements could be made? So, for example, if he was to go to Gomez, we have to.
I don't want to crash on the team. That's the problem. I don't want to.
Delete them all, bro. Delete them all.
Exactly. Like as in outside of Diogo Jota, like delete the rest of them. Like there's not really anybody else. Alisson, Van Dijk. You need someone else in Joe Gomez's position. He can't play. I'm sorry. I rate Kwanzaa if he is playing ahead of Konate, I'd rather even just sell Konate because what is even the point now? Like, why are you here? You're now just a bench player for Kwanzaa. That is, you know how mad that whole 12 months has now.
Wow.
That's very like rah. You're now just. But hey, listen, look, Kwanzaa's calm. I'm not gonna fight you over that one. So let's say we'll keep him there. Right back, it's Trent and Bradley. Maybe for now, you'll keep that, not a problem. This position though, this Endo thing, that's the one where I'm looking at and I'm saying, yo, change that and change it.
Massive upgrade needed there.
Need that there.
Hey man, you like wishful thinking with the massive upgrade, bro. With Edwards and Hughes, okay, bro. We're gonna end up with
a
Bournemouth player there, bro.
Yeah, I didn't say massive. I'm just saying just needs to change. This Jones guy.
Listen, man.
They're in the number 10 position.
You man, them that love Edwards and Hughes, bro. You run borrowed time, bro. Because I'm worried, bro. This season might start. A Man U team might be better than us, bro. And if it is, it's a long day still.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. But this is what I'm trying to show. Like, thank you, Lucas. This is what I'm trying to explain to everybody. I never understood why when everyone, and I'm not trying to diss the team too tough, but I'm just trying to give you guys a bit more like realism in what we're trying to say. When you look at this team, why does and Kudus, by the way, doesn't even play for us. So let me even take him out. And I'll just put Elliot in there just for the sake of the argument, right? I don't want to beef no one on Salah or anything. Let me just put Elliot there. When you look at this team, why does anyone think that this team is going to challenge and stuff like this? Team is kind of dead. It's not really.
All I'm doing is every time I look at our team, I naturally just think of Man City's team, bro, because I have to, because they're the best team. Yeah. I'm trying to think how close you are to them.
Yeah, you're not close at all, bro.
Yeah, it's not. Ugarte is not it, but he's aspirates.
And to be honest, I'll keep it a buck. If I looked at this team and Arsenal's, I'd rather take Arsenal's team. I'd actually just rather take that team. They've got players where I'm like, you know what?
Yeah, after that point now, where they only need to fill in two, 3 spots and then they're done.
Yeah. And then they're done.
They need a left back and strike for another midfielder.
But apparently they're looking at Calafiori from what I saw.
Apparently, deal is almost done.
Oh.
What position you what position you gonna play for Arsenal?
Left back.
Left back. Arsenal.
Hold on a minute.
Left back.
Ben White, Gabriel Saliba, and Calafiori. That's their back four.
And Ben White, 4 centre backs. He's trying to concede 0 goals.
We also went from media defense to better defense than us, bro. That's what's gonna happen.
And this is what I'm trying to explain. This is why, Savage, when we have these conversations,
Broski,
remember, I'm looking at the team. I've looked at our team.
Bro, just watching Arsenal last year, do you know how good their defense was anyway, bro?
Yeah, I know. I fully know.
And plus, they're taking out Zinchenko. Who is a horror defender. The amount of mistakes that he made last season was crazy. Now, if you replace him with Calafiori, it's almost like, how do you even get past that defense?
Let me make the team worse.
If they do that and then get a striker, bro, it's a long day,
bro.
Oh yeah, Timber.
Because they have
Timber as well.
Oh, Timber.
Yeah, Timber.
I completely forgot about Timber. Shit. Yeah, boy. That all of a sudden now that team just went from 0 to 100, like real fast.
And then
let me just answer.
Yeah.
No, let me just quickly answer this, and then we'll continue on. Question: We are linked with Aït-Nouri. Is he defend now? Now you start looking at Aït-Nouri and you're like, I don't know, like is he good? Like you now you're gonna start questioning some of these players when you start seeing the other teams.
I can't lie. You see the Aït-Nouri thing with everyone talking about him defensively. I don't think anybody cared until a week ago, bro.
Yeah, it's true. Very true.
I ain't never watched the Wolves game and said Aït-Nouri can't defend. I've never said that.
Yeah,
but don't get me wrong.
When he was locking up Salah and that, like
yeah, don't get me wrong. I am watching him more offensively, bro. But I've never watched the game and gone, yeah, they might need to change him there because he's not playing good defense. I've never seen it, bro. He can do the job, man. He's cold, bro.
Bro, listen, I like that when he started doing he actually made me like a fullback inverting because I felt like he was doing it properly because it looked more natural to him in the way that he was doing it. I don't know what it was, but
he's got technique.
Yes, maybe that's what it is. Yeah. Maybe that's.
And he covers ground very well.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. If Robinson at Fulham, the only one that's left on his contract, bro, let's get him, blood. He's my guy still.
Yeah, he's good.
The reason Arnie plays,
I think he's more physicality than tech with Robinson, but he will get about.
Yeah.
You're saying the upgrade is by. Okay, you
know
what?
Right.
Just for the sake of argument,
bro. That's my guy still.
He's good. He's good. I think he's good, but he hasn't played in how long?
Yeah, over a year.
It's not even okay. Cool. Let me just say. Let's just say as an example, I just added him into the team. Does this now still look like a team that you're saying?
Nope.
Exactly. So what is the upgrade? This is what I'm saying, Enz, is that we're throwing out names.
The upgrade is Jota over the one up front.
Yeah. If you take out Voldemort, bro, the team looks a bit better still. I ain't gonna lie.
That's a bit more threatening.
That guy, man.
I said if you take out Voldemort, well, he must not be named that. Fucking hell.
I don't think Diaz is better than Gakpo, in my opinion. I think in the system where, like for example, if you see how Gakpo is playing for the Netherlands, it's a different system to the Klopp system. In the Klopp system, I think Diaz is better on the left wing. But how Gakpo plays in the Netherlands, he doesn't do as much tracking back. So I feel like
that's true.
Yep.
You know what? This is all Guardiola's fault, bruv. I told you, man, about this, bruv. You in particular, bruv. You Barcelona dons, bruv. Pep Guardiola's ruined football. And all these managers can't
shush. Savage, shush. I'm not hearing that. I'm not hearing that. How man not clocked onto Pep Guardiola's master plan by now, bruv?
He plays a style of football. You copy
no
him.
one can play.
And then you copy him, and then he abandons it, bruv, and does something else.
Exactly, because you can't listen. How can you get mad at the peasants for trying to do what the king is trying to do? That don't make no sense. You're a peasant for a reason. Let the king do what he's doing.
As soon as the man gets a whiff of you trying to figure it out, bro, he's gone. He's
gone. Yeah, he just starts doing something.
Last season, even though we started this just, I swear to you, I was trying to watch out in Man City games, and I was looking at games like you could never draw this formation up, bro. It was just two people at the back at all times, bro. Just two.
All the time as well. Edison started playing centre back and that.
And then Rodri was just running around doing what he wanted, bro.
I'm not concerned with our centre backs, as in the one starting now. But
the centre back is probably the one position where I'm like, I don't mind you too much.
We do need like a hybrid Ake type that can fill in that left back role, because I'm not trying to see Gomez starting. Yeah, he's a shout.
That's what I'm on. Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Alex. I like Levi Cole. I don't know why people don't rate him, but I like him.
I really want to sacrifice my Dortmund brothers in it, Carl. But Schlotterbeck in this team would be cold.
Schlotterbeck, yeah. He can break lines. He's good on the ball.
These times, you man know Liverpool are going to sign some player for 25 mil, and we're all going to sit there and be like, all right, fairs. But that's it. So why are we acting like we're going to go out and sign Schlotterbeck or fucking Calafiori and them, man?
Anyone, man. Get Gray, get Kilman, get any, get someone.
Gray was a name that kept popping up with Liverpool, to be fair.
Yeah, Gray is good. Gray is good, man.
I was just putting a bid for what's his name? He's gone Newcastle. I was going to say Lloyd Kelly. I was going to say Lloyd Kelly, but he's gone to Newcastle. Yeah.
But even still, like guys, like the reality is obviously we're still looking at, and I'll take somebody else to support that.
Literally, what we're looking at here is when you look at. I'm just going player for player in it.
Yeah.
Okay, so the striker position, Man City have Haaland. Man City have Haaland in that position, so we're dead in it. That's done in the water. But
yeah,
left wing is Grealish. I think Grealish is calm.
The thing is, I can half deal with the left wing because I feel like Pep Guardiola sometimes doesn't know what to do with them two. Doku's a tricky one
on his day, but I got you mean.
Yeah,
I don't mind saying our left wing.
I was going to say that. I don't mind taking our left wing.
The thing with Pep, I think the thing with Pep's front three is balanced. So if you have Grealish on the left,
very balanced,
Doku on the right. Like for example, I was thinking the other day, if Pep played Grealish, Haaland, and Doku against Liverpool at Anfield, that's problems for transition. You've got Grealish, the one who's able to keep the ball, and then you've got Doku, who's the aggressive winger 1v1. Then you've got the guy in the box, Haaland, who's just going to stay in the box and finish. And plus, you don't even need him to drop deep. You don't need Haaland to drop deep.
Nah, Wade just reminded me as well, man. Savio's there now, isn't it?
Yep.
Yes. Oh yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised to sell Grealish, to be honest, bro. That project will be over with soon.
Yeah, I won't be surprised as well. Yeah, I think it'll probably end up at West Ham or something.
Yeah.
You don't care. He won a Champions League and
back to Villa will be good for him still.
Yeah,
yeah.
what with the Champions League and the Premier League and
Yeah, man came collected and ran it back. Although I've seen that every time he plays against Villa, they boom off the pitch, bro.
I think Spurs would be a good move for him. I think Spurs would
that
be
was
a
the
good
move that he
for him.
should have made, in my opinion, from the jump. But again, when we're running through this team and we're looking at it, if you're looking, like as you say, there's holes everywhere. And this is my point: is that it didn't really matter to me. This is why I said I need to just see what Slot does, because for me, if I just based it on the players that we have, I'm sorry, this is not a quality team. This isn't the team that people are telling me can challenge for a title and whatnot. It's not a shit team, of course not. We know it's not. It's good enough clearly to finish third last season. But if you're saying that that's the ceiling, then fairs. Okay, I can live with that. But that for me is just about as good as I feel Liverpool can go. That's it.
You can get your trophies, but probably not the Premier. It needs, because you need a lot of things to go your way anyway.
Yeah, in a 38-game season. Yeah.
The biggest hole with that team, G, is having Elliott over Salah. You might want to remove Elliott.
No. Listen, you know I want to put Salah, but everyone started, like, people in the chat. Salah can't do this.
Now, when I said that, I wasn't talking about removing Salah from the squad. I was just saying somebody mentioned him having touchline on, like Salah don't do no touchline thing with that.
But this
that's why I know that. Like, when and I'm not trying to troll now. When man said about building a team around Voldemort, bro, I promise you, bro, the season before last season when it started, that is what Klopp and that was trying to do, bro. I remember everyone kept saying, why Salah just on the touchline not doing anything, bro? He looked out of the game. And then one man realized that, this man is not a gunman, bro. Just put Salah back where he was doing it. And then he finished top goal scorer, bro. So,
like I said, I'll leave that one for...
But the worrying thing is that every time we keep mentioning this, I'm looking like, remember how good Spurs started the season last season? They were top of the table for a minute, innit?
Very true.
I swear to you, bro. You lot just mentioned, like, Grealish would have been good at Spurs. And I'm like, they can still go and get like Tony and Eze, bro, because they ain't gone anywhere yet. And then then their team ends up being on par or better than us, bro, because they got Basuma and Pap Sarr in the middle, bro.
Yeah, that's what. Yeah, I agree. That's what I mean, because that's
Son's better than all our left wingers. Oh my god, yeah, you're right.
And plus,
man.
their system at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium when we played them, we lost 2-1.
Yeah,
that system caused bare problems for us. The amount of space,
of course, and it's another season for Postecoglou to fix stuff. Remember, you have to be. Postecoglou got a bit touchy last season, and when people kept mentioning stuff about, like, remember we all saw that Vicario, great shot stopper. I'm talking about elite shot stopper, bro. But you cross the ball in, and he's a rich T, bro. He just crumbles on it. But
facts.
Because they kept mentioning that to Postecoglou, he's like, well, I'll tell you, mate, that's not my priority right now. I'm like, bro, start getting touchy, bro. Like, it's the truth, innit? If he sorts out that high line and doesn't go too gun ho with it, Spurs were cold, bro. And they played. They got Adogi. They got Adogi. They just need to sort out someone better than Brennan Johnson.
Yeah, they need to sort that out.
Son's better than every left winger in the Prem anyway.
If they can get, like you said, if they can get Tony, someone that's going to guarantee you goals.
Yep.
Eze, who I think is one of the best players in the Premier League.
It's over with, bro. I'm telling you, if they get them, it's over. The just thing is gone, in it. Emerson Royal is gone now. He went yesterday.
He's going. Yeah.
Finally, he was so annoying.
Yeah, he's got 80 million.
How do you even get these kind of moves?
There's no way he's not Brazilian. Someone needs to check it. I think someone needs to check that passport.
Bro, but he's one of the weird players who will get them kind of moves, and you'll just be playing FIFA one day and you see like, oh, he's that thing. Like, man played for Barcelona before. Like, who are you? I don't even understand. Like, why are you here? Why are you here? But it's, look, Savage said it there. Like I say, guys, like, and I'm not trying to crash it on that. What I'm trying to just get my point across is more of the fact that we keep talking about the team, and yes, we have good players. There are good players in this team. There's Van Dijk's, the Allisons, Trent, Salah, McAllister. He's like, yeah, there's good players, within this team. But the reality is, when you look at the team as a whole, I'm sorry, bro. Like, this is not a team that I look at and think, yeah, that's calm. Yeah, he's just gonna, or he should just come in, Slot, and say, let me see what I have first, and then, brother, you need to have already seen what's the problems in this team and be looking to upgrade from ASAP in certain positions. Yeah, ASAP.
I think you're looking at like from a Klopp's perspective, as in the system, as in player like for like if we could get a good system, like a really good system, that can make these players stand out, I think we'll be fine.
But what's
the
fine
thing is,
What's fine?
Fine, as in, like, for example, if Morocco could look like a really, really good team, yeah,
Them ones.
they got to the semi-final of the World Cup through having a good system, stable defensively, compact, but also good going forward. If Liverpool was to have a good system like that with these players, we will look fine. But since we played such a high risk, high reward system with Klopp, it makes some of our players look bad. So like we're seeing Van Dijk go 1v1 with next man like every second, and then you've got Trent high up the pitch, you've got Robertson high up the pitch, and we're conceding an X amount of chances. Like if he was to play Arsenal system, I think we'll be fine because
I'll tell
I
the
don't think
truth,
I've
bro.
seen.
if you look at
I don't
if
think
you look
I've
at
seen him play that system.
you don't think so?
Nah.
Not with because the problem you're gonna have with an Arsenal system is that remember their system, as much as yes, it's a copy of Manchester
Pep.
City's thing. Ultimately, the DNA of that team has been built from Arsene Wenger. So the reality is they've only added like a few different bits to it now to make them more solid defensively. But in terms of how they are in possession, that's been built up since Arsene Wenger. They've been that team for years. They've been like this for time, just not so defensively solid. That's what Arteta is now adding with these players. So they've kind of had that. Liverpool to go from high octane to then all of a sudden we're this team who are doing tiki-taka and passing here, and I think
I might be in the minority, bro. I don't care if I'm wrong, but I think it's not going to be much different, bro. I can't lie, bro.
No, but I said that though. Everyone keeps telling me the system's going to be
Nah,
different.
bro.
It's going to be more or less the same.
People keep speaking on behalf of Slot, yeah, and Slot likes to do this. But from what I got from that interview, bro, and I even wrote down the transcript, bro, while I was watching the interview, I just heard that every 2 minutes, a lot of energy, a lot, yeah. But I'm like, bro, you just. And then every now and again, it'd be like, yeah, but obviously I put my own spin on certain things. Like, I ain't gonna lie, bro. This might just be the difference. Might be the fact that we won't get caught out with that early goal, which is a big difference. I think that won't happen. But the style we play, I don't think it's gonna be much different, bro. And that's fine. Because remember when me and you wanted Deserbi,
I hope it's
that would have took us to more tiki-taka football and balling around.
True.
From what I got, the Liverpool fan base don't want that at all, bro. Like every time we went on Twitter,
I don't know why.
They just kept saying, "Oh, it's boring." I'm like, "Boring? Do you not see Man City win everything, bro? It's not boring winning, bro."
I don't think Deserbi's.
You know when you want to die on a hill. You know you want to die on a hill so badly that you'll just be opposed to anything that isn't what you want to see. So when man started talking about the whole Deserbi, and listen, it doesn't have to be Deserbi. I was like, so what? You think Alonso isn't passing the ball around at the back? Like you don't think that brother's been doing 1-2 tiki taka as well? But no, because we want to die on the hill of but he's from Liverpool and this, that, and the other. I'm like, bro, go and watch Leverkusen, bro. They can do a mix of the two.
Yeah.
Do you get what I'm trying to say? They can do a mix of whether it's tiki taka, whether it is high octane football. He's blending the two together. So for me, that's why I was always like, you guys are trying to die on this hill, and now that Slot's here, and again, I'm not trying to crash on him, by the way. In terms of him as a manager, because I want him to do well, right? But the reality is, you've just kind of got in a Klopp 2.0 effectively. There's going to be differences, I know that. But to me, I feel like we're going to see a very similar Liverpool, but maybe like Savage said.
Okay, question I've got though, G. Oh, sorry, go ahead.
I said Melissa Reddy said something similar with them. He said they're basically like the same, but
yes,
also with the whole De Zerbi thing, I think the fans were concerned about his chances conceded. But let's be real. Let's look at their centre backs. Yeah,
Duncan,
Van Heck. What's his name? Igor, Veltman, and Webster. Are them proper athletes like Van Dijk, Konate that can cover ground?
I ain't gonna lie though, the guy, that Igor guy, might be an MMA fighter, bruv. Still, that one guy, he ain't got no neck left. He's got big traps in that. Yeah. He's supposed to be 19 or so, an Igor, bruv. That's a lie, bruv.
Nah, he's 20. He's 20. I think he's like 25.
Okay, blood. About to say, man, some fake passports and that. But I hear you still. You're right, man. I agree.
Let me check. Yeah, he's 26 actually.
Okay.
That's silly, man. Go on, Alex. Sorry.
Yeah.
Oh, no, sorry.
Yeah, the question I was going to ask you, though, G and Savage, in fact, all of you, is would you guys have wanted something different, though? Because this whole Club 2.0, in my opinion, is a good thing. Because over the last 5-6 years, we've been the closest challengers to Man City. So if it's been working, quote unquote, you want to keep it going with something similar. Because I agree. At first, I want a De Zerbi, but when you actually deep it, do you really want to go? You're losing Klopp, and you want to go from one extreme to the other extreme. It's a huge risk. Looking at it that way, you almost want that.
I hear it.
Soft landing, and if it doesn't work with slots, you can maybe try something different. But they go from Klopp to someone like De Zerbi. Next season, we end up finishing 8th or something, because then there would have been knives out. So that's why I can see why we've gone for Slot, because it's similar, it's less risk. But
I think the club, that because he said that in the interview himself. He said, I think that's why they're appointing me, because of him being similar. So I agree with that. But I don't know, when the club says they're appointing him for being similar, I don't know if that means in terms of like how the transfers and that are used and stuff, or if they mean on the pitch, because I don't know if them man behind the scenes care too much about how we play football as long as stuff gets done. But you could be right there, and you are right. It's an extreme, but I kind of did want something, because once it's Klopp and it's been like a dynasty for a minute, I kind of did want something different. I was ready to see the players play some, because remember, everyone else was talking about like the players playing at high energy all the time, and that's the reason why they're getting injuries and they're tired and people are getting ran into the ground. So I was like, okay, then what if you change the style completely? Then we'll be able to see who the real ballers are now, because they got more time on the ball and stuff like that. But I guess there's no right or wrong answer. I just, for me, once you do something that big, I'm like, yeah, let's change the ways. Or like if we lose Salah, I don't want someone like Salah. I want somebody new now. I want something.
Facts.
Give me something different. Yeah.
Because Salah was cold for what he done in that, but things change, innit, man? Things move on, and if you're more like Klopp, from all we know, I mean, Klopp done well in his last season, but what he was doing started to become outdated, innit? So why would I want to go back to it? I'd rather move on and try something different.
It's been outdated though. Like if you put in a compact block where players know their roles. Yeah, like the Nottingham game. Do you remember that game where we lost 1-0 away? If you see how compact Nottingham was and how they suffocated us on and off the ball, if you do that, then you're fine.
Yeah,
you may concede a goal for a lucky deflection or a penalty, but it will never be like where Liverpool are just cutting you open in possession or even on transition. Like if you look at the Everton game early on in the season where we won 2-0, where did the goals come from? Transition. Yeah, we couldn't open them up. We had many long shots that game, and we had many free kicks that game. It's never a time where Liverpool are doing 1-2s, just open you. It's never when Liverpool are doing 1-2s and opening up the defense. It's always like a transition thing, a penalty, or a lucky little deflection. I don't think you can name me 10 goals that are well worked by Liverpool in possession from this season. The only goal that I can say that are from good patterns of play, but it's not from this season. It was a couple seasons ago against City, where we lost 2-1 away at the Etihad. That was from good patterns of play.
And that was only really the one goal. Oh, you know what? We'll leave it there. I'll quickly ask the guys this question, and then we'll leave it there. So, like, listen, look, it's funny because this conversation it went in a different kind of way than I was kind of expecting. And now that you guys on the panel, which I know you guys already have done, but people in the chat as well. Now, can we just start being a bit more? Listen, big up the team. You want the team to win everything. I do. Of course I do. Yeah. I mean, I'm tired of Manchester City, always win. It gets boring. You know what I mean? It's getting a little bit boring. And I want to be the team I want to be in that situation where I want everyone to look at my team and be like, bro, it's so boring. You guys always, good. How about that? It's good. We're always winning. You guys are always losing. There you go, kind of thing. I want to be that team, right? So I get all of that. But can we just start being a tad bit more, just a little bit, even if it's just an ounce, a bit more realistic with certain things that we say when we look at our team and when we look at certain little things? Because I just feel at times, and like I say, I can't say that for anyone really on the panel, but just as a fan base at times, I feel like some of the conversations that we're having, we just sat here and had a whole discourse, obviously talking about Trent Alexander-Arnold. Heck, we don't even know where the guy's going to play. I'm sorry, for me, I don't look at other players and be like, I don't even know where he's going to play next season. But this is the guy that you want me to put all the eggs into one basket for. For this guy, I have no idea what position that he's going to play. I'm sorry, but that for me, it can't really compute. moving forward. So I'm not going to fight that battle. We don't even know who our left winger is going to be. People want Gakpo. Some people say Diaz. We're like, there's so much that we're all fighting for in a team that's only got 11 players, which we can probably only say 2 players.
I want to be in a position where we can win games 1-0, bro, early. Like, it doesn't even look like
I don't mind all that.
Yeah, it doesn't even look like the other team's going to score, bro. Like,
but Savage, we had that in the 18-19 season. I promise you, bro. That season is like, for me, is the best season I've ever seen from Liverpool because we were just so efficient and solid. Everybody, like I keep saying this to people, and it sounds funny, right? Even in the tunnel, and I remember specifically a game against Newcastle away at St. James's Park. But even in the tunnel, when you looked at Liverpool's team, when you're just looking at the team, you're like, shit, Van Dijk, Matip,
they had aura.
Allister.
They had aura.
And I hate that word. I hate that word, aura. But we actually had aura, though. We actually had the aura. You could
see by the stats, the running stats, and that how slowly you have to keep revamping your team when you play like that. And that's a different matter when it comes to the people above and stuff like that, because you don't know how often they're ready to.
It was arrogant. I think it was very arrogant of them not to replace Henderson and Fabinho early, because Pep did it with Rodri and Fernandinho.
Oh, Pep stays replacing. Pep replaces people that us on the outside look at and go, "Are you dumb, bro? Are you
for real?
How you moving on Mahrez and them, man, bro? Like, how's that?
Yeah, I was like, right, you're gonna move Mahrez on that.
But hey, listen, every time he's done it, bro, it's worked, bro. Like, even Doku didn't even look like he's gonna work last season. Still won the league.
To be fair, I don't think he's replaced Mahrez like that, like for like. I think the direct replacement for Mahrez is.
That's what I mean, Harris. That's what I mean, bro. Like, Liverpool fans are obsessed with replacing like for like, bro. Guardiola just I need to replace man to do a job for me, bro. So every time people mention Salah. And it's not that I want him to go like that. I'm just like, when people say it, they're like, yeah, but how are we going to replace him? Bro, the man's going to age like everyone else was anyway, bro. So he can't stay here for 20 years. He's going to move on at one point. What are you going to say then when he retires, bro? How are we going to replace him? He's going to leave the spot and play with 10 men. You have to buy somebody, bro. They just do different stuff, innit? Yeah.
You know what's mad about that? When you say about he just signed someone to do a job, I think then that, what comes into play when I think about stuff like that is that, remember, this guy constantly changes his tactics, though. He's not like other managers who just keep the same tactic every year.
Well, you know what that is, too. I don't even diss the other managers for that. That's just because Guardiola's better than everyone. That's
The tactics for Liverpool versus City always changed because Jesus always came into the team, and the tactics were. I would say the City would go more direct than just keeping the ball and everything. It was more. What's the word? End to end, more of a basketball game of football. And he knew Jesus was the perfect one because one, he's going to track Robertson. He's going to pin him backwards. Yeah, he's going to track Mane. And you really want someone like Mahrez to do that role? Not really. So he knew Jesus was the perfect man to do that role.
Oh yeah, because as soon as they had the Champions League game, Mahrez came in, bro, because and that's when he balled out, man. It's true. And season on season, he changed his tactics. And then for the teams that he knew were causing big problems, which is not many that will cause Man City problems, it was just Liverpool in the league at the time. I'll change it 2 times a season for Liverpool, not a problem. You know what I mean? And then he fixed the problem that he used to have, where even Guardiola's going to have faults, so he'd get in the Champions League and freeze, bro, in the big games, and feel like he needed to change something he didn't need to change, and then he fail. But once he fixed that, bro, man cried in it. Listen, I ain't at Guardiola, bro. Man cried in everyone's face, told us he can't replace Aguero, knew Haaland was on the way, and they've won every league since, bro. Pussy-os, bro.
Would you, man, take De Ligt? If he was, I think he's going Manchester United by the looks.
Yeah, he's going United.
I think a couple of years ago when he was at Ajax, where he's more, I think at Ajax, watching him, he was more, he could break lines. Nowadays, he's very quiet. He's quite negative in possession, but I think as a defender, he's top. Like he can defend out wide.
I'll take him. I think he's gonna be great for United, bro. I swear, man.
Him and Sandro, I feel like they complement each other.
Yeah, I'm not worried in like I ain't waking up man, cold sweats and not worried about these teams. But just as a footballing person, take away the Liverpool thing. When I look at the other teams and that, there's so much that can go right with so many other teams, and there's loads of things that can go wrong, of course, bro.
Yeah,
but even just looking at
just
Chelsea,
like our team as well, by the way. Just like
even looking at Chelsea finish the season. I know they got a different manager now, but I showed G. Yeah, was it yesterday? I said like there was like 6 points behind Villa, bro. Villa got fourth. I don't even know how Chelsea caught up that quick, bro. But they did.
Same.
And Spurs, we know that they played really. To be fair to Spurs, bro, they didn't start losing games until everyone got injured. They lost some.
Bro, they were picking up dumb injuries, bro. Like,
so then, and then you got Villa that they've lost Douglas Luiz, they've lost Zaniolo as well, but he weren't really doing anything for Villa.
Yeah, he's a bomb.
But they've still got Emery, and they've still got the core of their team. They'll replace Douglas Luiz, and hopefully, if they get Boubacar Kamara fit, he'll be fine. They've got players there, and then you got Manu as well, bro. And then obviously Arsenal's going to do what they do anyway, bro. It's not the league ain't going to get easier, bro.
I'm pretty sure many Liverpool fans looked at our fixtures and said win. They did. It's not a walk in the park because you see every Liverpool fan nowadays when they look at that away fixture to Man United, that 5-0 game always comes to mind. It does with me, but now I look at Old Trafford like it's never a walk in the park there, apart from that 5-0 win.
Yeah, that dumping ground, bro.
Absolute shithole. Big up Enz. He just sent me.
My brother, you know how I feel about Edison. Bro, get him in, blood.
Liverpool have had several contacts with the agent of Edison, so it would not be a surprise if Liverpool sign a midfielder.
That's my guy.
So it's not saying necessarily it could be Edison. Just we've had contacts with him.
That's
like
who
we
I
may
want.
potentially. That's who you want.
That's who I want. I've been saying that from day one.
Yep.
I don't know if
I'm
we're going to
with you,
get him, but that's who I want.
I'm with you, bro.
I can't say
Big up,
I've only seen him in the Atalanta game against Liverpool, and I haven't seen him since before, which is why since he played well against us, Liverpool fans want him all of a sudden. I haven't heard anything of him before. So I can't say, oh yeah, he's a top baller. I may need to see another season of him. Like he may have been a baller before, but that's just based on what I've seen of him.
The game against us wasn't even one of his best games of the season.
I think the final he was good in, but
then
again, I've only seen 3 games of him, so I can't say if I would take him or not.
No, that's fair enough, man. That's fair enough.
But this is what I'm saying. People just being honest.
Yeah, that's what it is, man. I like him.
Just be honest. And I just see this now. It made me laugh. I just see it on Twitter.
Adrian.
You just posted out the wages of the players at the football club. Someone's obviously they were highlighting Luis Diaz and highlighting Ryan Gravenberch. Apparently, Gravenberch is on 150.
I thought of highlighting Allister, and I was so confused, bro.
Oh no! I think because I don't know why they use that tip of pen. Like they could use something a bit thinner. But
It gets worse. Curtis Jones is on like 15.
Oh yeah. They haven't even gone further than this. They haven't even gone further than this.
When you break the academy and you get a contract.
Yeah, Kelleher's on 10. Listen, man. Yeah. I don't think there's
Adrian is still in 11, man.
I don't think there's anything wrong with this at all, bro. At all. You know why? Because everyone's doing it in hindsight, bro. Gravenberch's been there 1 season, and before that, he was a wonder kid, bro. Of course, he's gonna get that much money, bro. It's fine, man. Man.
The game is the game.
If Diaz gets an improved, I think if Diaz gets an improved contract, he definitely goes above Gravenberch.
I wonder how much Spurs were going to pay Diaz. Remember, he was going to go Spurs.
I reckon they would have paid more.
Yeah.
Oh, but then again, I say that. Remember, Spurs are like Liverpool. They do a lot of bonuses.
Yeah, I think he's Daniel Levy is stingy, boy.
Yeah, he's stingy. He's not going to be paying man 100. Like I don't even feel like he's got that many man on 100 bags a week like that. Like, and I don't know. I really don't know. Like someone would have to show me. But I don't
you see when people do these, you see these kind of tallies and that, and then fans get touchy about the prices and that. Bruv, it's individual business, bro. That each player has nothing to do with each other, bro. So if you get done over and you're looking at an ex-man going, how's he getting paid more than me? That's your problem and your agents, bro. Football don't work like that, bro. Football doesn't work like you get to go in a club and go, oh, how much is my man on? Because I'm better than him. Nah, blood, if you fell for that, bruv, here's what it is.
No. Man said Porto pay their players in sandwiches. Ruben never got a championship. Yeah, that was such a mad move. I never even understood it. But then I kind of understood
Chelsea wages are crazy.
Yeah, but that's a death row type of contract that they've got popping over there. But it's interesting seeing some of these wages.
Prison contract.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's It's one of those. But guys, we'll leave it there. We'll leave it there. Big up to the guys who have joined me on the panel this evening. Savage, you got anything coming up? I know we did the show earlier on, but you got anything wrestling?
Thursday tomorrow, then?
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Yes, it is.
Nah, not that. It's not going to interest anyone in the chat, man. I got some wrestling streams in it. If man are interested, safe. If not, then you know what I mean. Do what you want. Basement dwellers and that. You know them way.
Oh, Savage, you're a wrestling man, Savage. I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Haven't been a wrestling man, but
I know it's random going left.
What's
What
up,
do you
bro?
think of the whole bloodline? Are you following that story?
Yeah. I love it, man. You know what I mean?
Okay, I'll shout you.
Yeah, shout me, bro. I got a wrestling channel on that, man. Shout me, bro.
Nah, you guys, like I said, man, if you guys are into that, make sure. Well, Savage's thing it's already in my it's on my channel, man, so you guys, you know where to go to find that. Big up to Alex, big up to Harris again for joining us this evening, guys. I will be back. I will definitely be back Friday for the England preview because Saturday I'm trying to go to the zoo, so I ain't trying to be around on Saturday.
Yo, why did you just roll your phone like a Spanish girl, bro?
Hey, just ease up, my brother.
Allow them exotic moves there, bro. Moving like Enrique G. Glazius and that, bro. Allow it, blood.
Ease up, man. Leave me alone, man.
And another thing, bro. Why are you always in the zoo, blood? Man's always in the zoo or the farm, bro. You was there like 2 weeks
because you know why? Because it's not just the zoo. So I'll go to like obviously you got London Zoo, man. We'll go there. If it's not London Zoo, obviously there's like a farm near my house. But then there's other farms, you know. Man, I need to see all these other animals. I need to teach my son about all of these other animals, bro. Like I can't just.
Nah, he is still, bro. But I ain't gonna lie, bro. This is mad, bro. You was literally there 2 weeks ago, bro. I know because I saw the video.
Listen, I'm always out and about. So
I hear it still. Nah, big up. I actually love the zoo still. I wish I had one close to me, bro. I love the zoo.
No, you see, with the zoo that I think I was at the other day, that wasn't London Zoo. That was like a smaller type
like
of
a petting zoo kind of thing.
Yes, that's the word I'm looking for. Yeah, like more like a petting zoo. So obviously, if the weather's good, then I'll go to London Zoo this weekend. If it's not, then obviously I have to see. I'll do something else. I don't know. I might go arcade or something. I don't know, man. I'll see what's popping with the weather.
Cool, man.
And all that. Man said, "G will tell his son, see this donkey, aka dog."
Nah, bless.
Can I ask one quick question, guys? Man, no long one.
Yeah, of course.
On Euros. Of course. What you guys thinking? The games. No long answers. Just what do you think? France, Portugal, Germany, Spain.
I got Portugal beating France. I got Germany beating Spain.
Okay. England, Swiss.
England to win. Yeah.
Netherlands, Turkey.
I think Netherlands will win.
I swear, if we lose to Turkey, you won't see me for a bit.
Let the Turkish man them have their fun, man. I got bare Turkish homies and that.
Yeah, we need Reinders to show good levels. Not saying he's better, but
I swear, bruv, Turkey, bruv, one in three people are barbers, bruv. Them man stay with the freshest of fades, innit?
Man said,
nah, bruv, they stay with the fresh fade, bro. You know when they're zooming in on the crowd and that, so everyone's just got a fade, blood.
You know when you see this is a conversation for another day. When I talk about cultures and stuff, see the British, bro, you need something in your culture.
Nah, bruv, they're mugging us off, bruv, because every time they're showing up the things in the crowd and that, blood, they only show us. Bruv, all they do for England is show us Saka's girl. That's it.
All the time, like, every day, like, bruv. You know what I'm like? I get it. She's nice. Like, can we move on to someone else, bro? Please, like anybody else, like crazy, anybody else. But yeah, I follow what Savage said in terms of the teams. But I think I want my winner to be Spain, but I think there'll be someone else. I just don't know who.
I think Netherlands are going to win the whole thing. Gakpo, top scorer. Van Dijk,
that'll be impressive if the win still, but
I need Van Dijk to get an international trophy.
I do.
G knows my dream. G knows my dream. So I'm trying to run back World War II in the final and that with Germany.
This guy's ready for just war itself, like with the with the whole fan base. Guys, head on over to my other channel if you get any time. I dropped a video yesterday, I think, or today. I can't remember, but it's on there anyway. Make sure you guys go and check it out. Looking at The Punisher season 1, just giving my review on that. So yeah, if you guys get any time, make sure you go and check that out. Guys, we're gonna leave it there. Big up everybody. I will catch you soon. Have a good evening. Don't do what I wouldn't do. Peace.